Turn this on over because we got upgrades and options on this little short list right here. It's not too long. It's reasonable, it's obtainable, and I would really like you guys to comment down below on what brands I may use, suggestions, or, you know, yay or nay, do it, don't do it. I kind of want your input. I have an idea that the majority of this might happen. However, if you guys comment down below a good excuse to make it happen, well, we might just go ahead and make it happen. So from the top, adding a roll bar with harnesses. So getting faster and faster on the track. Unfortunately, the seats are vinyl, leather, pleather stuff, and I slide back and forth all around the seat, hanging on for dear life onto the wheel. So it might be a good idea to have a harness that, you know, hugs me and sits me down into the seat. Also, if we ever to get into an accident, a roll bar just increases my chances of survival. Drive shaft loop. I think I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to do this. I've been, you know, I've got the excuse that I have the exhaust that runs underneath the drive shaft, and that if the drive shaft does fit it or fall or breaks, it doesn't have enough room to fall to the ground because of how tight the drive shaft's underneath it. However, probably should add a drive shaft loop that's meant to hold a drive shaft if a drive shaft were to fail. Paint and body work. I have an idea for what I would like to do for paint and body work on the Mustang. It's not going to be a clean paint job. It's going to be a paint job done by myself. So it's going to have a little bit of imperfection to it, but I'm going to kind of lean into that because this is like a toy to me. You know, I don't care that it's like the cleanest show car with a polished paint job. What I really want to do is kind of make it look like it's an old weathered, pulled out of retirement, old race car, you know? And I would like to have brands be put onto the car. However, I would like to sneak in some jokes. I would like these brand names to have a little bit of play on words and to have a little bit of a giggle if you ever read some of these or saw them up close and you realize exactly what, you know, what the advertisement is saying, I guess you could say. Or unless if there is a brand, automotive brand, and you would like me to put your brand on the car, we could probably work something out. I'm not gonna charge out the yin yang, if I do even charge anything. But if you would like more info and you would like to begin the discussion with me, my email is in my about description for the channel. If you would like to have a conversation on putting your brand on the car. Next on the list, strut and front end stiffening. Now, I know you guys haven't seen underneath the fenders the Mustang's Defeater front end stiffening kit, but there's kind of these hoops, these front hoops that run right on the other side of the apron, and I would like to utilize these bolt holes that are right here on this inner fender to kind of add some structural rigidity to it and kind of add like a flange here that stretches across over there, and then also kind of helps kind of tie in the front radiator support to add some rigidity, also brace it against the firewall, get the, you know, just all encompassing, because anything you add to stiffen the chassis on this generation of Mustang, anything you're adding is always good. There's probably never a bad case of chassis stiffening done to these cars. Tires. This will eventually happen because these tires will eventually wear out. Just wondering if maybe anyone wants to see this happen a little sooner. The plan is to go to a Nankang CS1. I think I want to try out the CS1s first before I go to an AR1. because I kind of want to see if the hype is all there for the CS ones, you know, having just as much or more grip than the Toyo tire that I have on the car, which is the Arch Blade R's. These tires do great on the street, but I find that they get too hot too quick, and for me, it seems like it's greasy. I also have been told by some other people that you have to learn how to drive the greasy tire, but for me, when these get hot toward the end of a session, like a track session, it's like just plowing through the front grip. It's crazy. There's so much understeer. Not even funny, even with 295 front tires. Now, this kind of goes with the tires. If I do get new tires, we're gonna powder coat the wheels a different color to kind of go along with the theme of the paint job. Lastly, because we are upgrading the fuel lines, like that's definitely happening. Go ahead and get LU47 injectors for E85, hit up Lund, and go get an E85 tune. So I would like to do that. That doesn't have to happen now. Perfectly happy with my 93 pump gas stuff. So that's quite a list. And if I were to take a guess at how much this cost, differential, that's going to cost about $600. Drive shaft, if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be about $1,000. Transmission, that's probably easily another $1,200, $1,500 for the rebuild. The chassis harness, I looked up, I think that's only going to cost $300 for the actual harness. But to add all the little connectors to make it all nice, seamless, the little things, the zip ties, this heat shrink, we'll call it $400. Pedals, I know one brake pedal and one brake pedal cost $160. And I'm going to need two of those because there'll be a brake and there'll be a clutch. Then tonneau cover, probably just some welding consumables. We'll call that maybe $100 since I have all the equipment already. And yeah, that's the things that have to happen. As far as down here, brake ducts, I have the brake ducts parts. I have the power brake module right there, just has to get bolted up when we add it. The pedals, we talked about the pedals. The harness, we talked about the harness. The fuel lines, I already have the fuel lines. I just got to make the fuel lines and put them on the car. Toe strap, already have the toe strap. Now, as far as the options on the back of this sheet, I don't have any of these. So these would all have to be purchased. Now, I would greatly appreciate the input on what you guys think on the list of need to do's, the things that I plan to add, and also I would really like your input on the upgrades / optional parts. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys later.